Hello, hello? Okay. Zoom recording just so that I can throw it onto YouTube or whatever later on. And I'm gonna keep you guys off of mute, but if something noisy is going on, you can just shove mute on yourself. That way you can interact at least. So what I find, guys, is that during this kind of season, we get to this lull right before Christmas. We're busy with our own Christmas stuff. And then we're freaking out because we don't have any Christmas sales happening. Fair? Yes? Yeah. We've already probably done an open house. You've maximized out for November. You've been rocking it out for those things. And now you're like, uh-oh. So now what do I do? Correct? So this is the time when there's so much opportunity here. And I think we just have to change our brains a little bit about what is the next steps for you from the 10th or so to the 24th. So there's a lot of retail activity that happens between the 10th and the 24th a time. If you ask most stores when most of their revenue comes in the Christmas season, it'll be between the 12th and the 24th. Fair?
Yeah.
Like anyone who runs a business is going to say these are going to be their next busiest 2 weeks. But what happens to Mary Kay consultants, do you think? They sleep.
We die.
Yeah, because you've been thinking about holidays since freaking end of September. It feels like it's been forever. It feels like you've already talked about all this holiday stuff to your customers already, and they haven't bought anything. So you're like, I don't know. Meh. Okay. How many of you, be honest, purchase all of your teachers' gifts before December 1st? Do you think that is normal?
No.
Do you think she's normal? She isn't normal. Nope. Not normal. Most people wait until about the 16th to buy their teachers' gifts. So what's the last day of school? The 18th?
Yeah, the 18th to the 20th.
Something like that, the Friday? Is that right? Hang on.
19th for Autumn. The 23rd for my kids.
Yeah,
23rd?
Carter's the 18th and Abigail's the 20th.
Okay, so between the 17th and the 19th is when you're going to sell your teachers' gifts.
I ain't got none.
You're not, you do. You have teachers' gifts, whether you know it or not. Because they can be anything.
Mm-hmm.
They can be anything. So one of the things I've been doing for teachers' gifts is selling these masking sets, except that I say you have to buy the whole set, but I'll split it up into 4 gifts for 4 different teachers. Because a lot of people don't just have a teacher. They have the teacher's assistant or the education assistant, and they have the librarian that works with their kid, and they have the speech pathologist and all of these other people, and it adds up. Correct?
I have 6 teachers.
Yes, exactly. Right? I mean, if you're teaching junior high, my kid's got 7 teachers just in her junior high stack. And my son, of course, would rather die than hand anyone a present. So, though I do threaten to go in with balloons going, Cases Ma has got it going on. It's very tempting, but I've not done it yet. Yet being the operative word. But I do split these up quite a lot. I do a lot of those meant to be my teachers things that are out there right now. The tags I put on the group, those mint bliss lotions, because anybody can use those. So, and a lot of times there's a lot of male teachers as well. So with male teachers, fragrance-free satin hands is great for that. I also do shave foams. So if you have any shave foams on hand, great. Now, this being said, yes, there are people that will order these presents in advance. There are customers that you can ask and you can say, hey, I'm doing my order and I want to make sure that you have your products in advance. And they will say, I'm good. And then on the 17th, they're in Starbucks buying $5 gift cards and coffee mugs, which teachers need like a hole in the face. We don't need any more coffee mugs. Trust me. As a teacher, you know how many coffee mugs I have?
A few.
A lot. I do really enjoy a good mug. I like a really big mug. So if anyone's shopping for Carol, it's got to have my whole hand's got to fit in there. But I have a ton of mugs. So it's not really something that I do sell a lot of. I used to do like coffee and cream. Like, you know, you saw them at the meeting, right? I used to do those a lot. But now I mostly just put them in a little baggie. And I was going to bring them upstairs so I could show you, but I didn't. Now, don't forget that you can sell these online as well. So these don't have to be an in-person sort of thing. I mean, yeah, you want people to be local, but I'm going to be posting my gifts online on my group, my wrapped presents with the prices on them. And I will sell those right up until the 24th. And as something sells, I write sold over it. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times, some of the things in my baskets are stuff that you can't get. You know, I bought these really cool like oven mitts that have those sarcastic sort of sayings on them and stuff. And I only bought a few, you know, things like that. So I have stuff that I can put together with the gifts, but I don't have enough that I can say, well, I can make 7 of these. Fair, right? With the Satin Hands minis, you have to be careful. We're not supposed to sell limited, like our section 2 items. Okay. But you can sell it as part of something, and you can also do it as a gift with purchase. You can sell an eyeshadow for $20 and have 3 of those gifts with it. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you can also sell those little mini Satin Hands sets. Okay. I do them at open houses all the time. I sell the little mini Satin Hands lotions with the little notebook from the dollar store for $5. True story. And I don't care. Report me. Just kidding. Don't. I'll come at you. I'll come at you. I'll fight you. So those things, I sell a lot of those. Don't forget that women are still going to be buying for themselves just like they do any other month. They don't need Christmas to purchase for themselves. They're buying for themselves anyway. They still need mascara. They're still running out of blush. They still drop their eyeshadows in the toilet, which happened to my customer today. You know, they still need all of those things. And so they're still going to be ordering from you. So that ordering deadline is not going to affect them. So when we're talking about that ordering deadline, it's the 12th, right? The ordering deadline. Sorry, I'm just coming back to like life and reality. I'm still schnuffy. You should see how chapped I am. Like it's bad. But when we're talking about that ordering deadline, the only reason to even bring that up with your customers is for Christmas presents. So it's a great way to contact them, but it's a great way to get a reorder. So what you're going to do then is you're going to contact them and say, like, I am just making sure I'm doing my final holiday order. My final holiday order. And I know Christmas is stressful. There's probably 10 people on your list you haven't even thought of what to get them. Can I help you out? If we looked at this like an attitude of service rather than as a way to get money, but if you looked at it as, I want to help people get their Christmas presents, this is how you would do that. So basically what you're saying to them is like, show me your list. And you're going to approach them like they're your best friend in the whole world. Girl, show me your list. I know you're freaking out. I don't want you going to Starbucks to get your teacher's presents. Wouldn't you rather support my business? And I literally say it just like that. Ask Erin, because she friggin' went to Starbucks to get the teacher's presents, and I was like, yeah, sorry, girls who are in Starbucks. But for real, how many gift cards do we need? You know, I mean, we'd much rather support a local business. And the reason why people don't buy things for their customers or their friends from Mary Kay is because they don't know what to get them. And it is so frustrating to think about what to get them that they don't want to even start thinking about it. It's like when somebody's doing an online party and then they link you to the catalog and you have to go to the catalog and then you have to hit the thing to shop through the party. And then you go through the party and then it's like, do you want this or this? And you're like, I don't know. Because there's nothing specific and it's so much work. Am I alone in this?
No.
I leave. I never buy anything. Whereas if they post one tank top and they're like, this looks good on everybody, and it's $35 and all you have to do is write me underneath and I'll send you an invoice, sold, dude. I'm in. Just give it to me, because I don't want to go through the catalog and I don't want to have to think about what everybody would like. If I did, I'd go to a store. Mm-hmm. So how can you help your customers? So for example, one of the best ways to market your Christmas gifts, and we talked about this, is to give things a specific thing, like a gardening basket or a sewer or whatever. They can be the same damn thing. Every basket be the same, but it can have different labels on it for different people, because this is how people are. Have you ever watched anyone at a craft show? They're like, oh, my dad likes cows. This has a cow on it. How many of you collect something? Does anybody? And your family knows, and then you get everything has that on it. And you're like, if I see another pig thing, just because one time I liked an owl, everybody buys me owl stuff. Like, you know? See what I'm saying? So this is how people are. Most people are not gifted gift givers. It is your job to be a gifted gift artist. How's that? So it is your job to market yourself that way, and your job to say, help, I can help you. What's on your list? Give it to me. Who's on your list? Who haven't you shopped for yet? Flat out, like that. Girl, who haven't you shopped for yet? Do you have a plan? Wouldn't you rather support my business and not have to deal with it and have it delivered to your door wrapped? I swear to God, my dogs are worse than children. No, come. You don't need to go outside just so you can bark. Come on. Every time I'm on the Zoom call, they're like, it's time. It's time to go outside now. We're going to pace and pace and pace and pace and ring the bell and pace.
It's okay. I can hear my 3-year-old pounding back and forth downstairs. In the downstairs. I don't know.
It's the big dog, just back and forth and back and forth. You're fine. Lay down. Lay down. Do you hear him? Anyway, so that's what I do, is I really just call everybody. And then I say, okay, I want you to go to your makeup cabinet. This is what I do. I do not say to people, what are you running low on? I'm putting my order in. Does anyone need anything? If I asked you right now, Andrea, what are you running low on in your Mary Kay?
Nothing.
Would you, yeah, probably, right? But would you know? I don't know.
I don't know.
This morning I was like, where the hell is my eye makeup remover? I go into Anna's room. Of course, it's in Anna's room. And she's like, well, I'm out. Thanks for telling me. You live with the Mary Kay consultant. You didn't even tell me. Right? And then she steals mine. She doesn't come get it off the shelf. That would just be lunacy. Just takes mine so I can look around for it like a crazy person trying to find this thing. So see, most people don't know. Most people are on their last squirt of CC cream before they're like, oh, right, I should probably call her. Mm-hmm. Fair? So I make them go walk to their medicine cabinet or their makeup bag. I'm like, go right now. Go. Do you want to know why I sell so much? It's because I don't act like a salesperson. I act like their best friend that's like, come on, go look. What do you mean you haven't called the doctor yet? Call the doctor, right? That's what your job is. That's why they come back to you year after year and day after day, is because your job is to go to them and say, like, help, I'm here. Hello. What do you mean you haven't bought for your mom yet? What are you getting her? I don't know. Oh, good. I'm sure she'll really enjoy that generic gift of bath salts you bought at Walmart in those box sets. You know, what if I could put together something for you? What's your budget? That's all I ask. Tell me a little bit about them and what's your budget? So I say, tell me a little bit about them. What's your budget? Okay, nothing else. Not, do you think she would like this color or this color? She doesn't care. She doesn't care. If she did care, she's probably already done like Andrea and shopped in advance and has it all planned out and has a spreadsheet and everything else, correct? Most people are like that. Have you ever been to the mall on December 23rd?
I'll leave that for husbands. That's my husband.
It is scary in the mall on December 23rd.
It's
scary.
full of men.
And it's zombie people. They're just like this. They're like, all they want is for somebody to go, here, your wife would like this. And they're like, yes, please. This is what happens. And so, but women are they're not immune to this at all either. I have to let these dogs out. Sorry. Okay, talk amongst yourself. Come on, dork.
You guys can't hear my husband yelling at my child, can you?
No.
I hear little voices. How is
Okay, go.
everybody? It's Moira.
Okay, 'cause
Hi, Moira.
all I can hear is my husband yelling at my son, and I'm like, nobody can hear that.
No, can't hear it.
Oh, thank
Can't hear it. We see your little head on a swivel, but we can't hear it.
You hear my dog losing her mind outside?
you. Nope.
Row, 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 row. Someone is walking by.
Chris, is your dog wearing her new Christmas collar? No.
Are you saving it for Christmas?
Chris, you're muted.
Hang on, Chris. Wait, unmute. There you go. Now talk.
Oh, okay. No, I'm saving them for Christmas.
Oh.
But I did try them on them today. But
Okay.
while I'm unmuted, Carol, have you ever heard of a mineral powder blush called Dark Cherry?
Yes, I have one. Do you want it?
Yes,
Okay.
I have a customer that wants it, believe it or not.
I will relinquish it to you. I had to kill a man, but I have it saved on my shelf for me. I use it as eyeshadow. It's one of my favorites. But yes,
Well,
you have it.
If you want to keep it, then
No, all good. I'll give it to you. I'm sure I can score another one sometime. I still have tons of mine. So
Okay,
take mine.
okay,
Okay. You're welcome. I'll put it aside for you.
thank you.
Yeah, so what I want you to do right now is realize that most women are overwhelmed in the holiday season. Correct?
Mhm.
They're all like, there's a lot going on. We have a ton of lists in our head. We have more than normal. Now we have to get a gift for the mailman, and we have to have a present for the hostess gifts, and we have to have people who stop by presents because, you know, some jerk is going to stop by with a present. And you're going to be like, oh, I have something for you. But you don't.
I want that
Right?
dumb jerk to stop by my house, please and thanks.
Yeah.
No kidding.
People do this to me all the time. They're like, oh, I have a present for you. And you're like, oh, awesome. Okay.
You're like, oh, you didn't have to do that. I got nothing for you.
And there's a lot of social mores and social obligations involved in this season. And so if you can alleviate that for people and remind them of it at the same time, that's your sweet spot. Because how many of you didn't realize you're supposed to get a present for your mailman?
I don't have a mailman.
Well, you have a box, right? You have a post box.
Yes.
You're supposed to leave a present for your carrier in there.
How? Oh. I was like, really?
So here's what I say. Did you know that you're supposed to leave a present for your mail carrier at Christmas because they're super stressed? I have hand cream presents for only. See? You just leave it in your mailbox, and I have a cute little tag I put on it that says for my mail carrier for all that you do. And then she can take it from the mailbox because it says for her or him. And since it's generic, it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl because it's fragrance for your white teen citrus. Boys like that too. Fair? But most women don't realize that. And I remind them, I say, how many Christmas parties do you think you're probably going to go to at Christmas? Do you really want to be stopping at the liquor store on the way and having to grab a bottle of wine when you're not sure if they even drink wine or if they even like wine, or do they like red and white, or is it this on sale, or is this a good wine, or am I going to show up with like cheap wine and they're like super into wine? Or would you rather have, yeah? So that's how you approach people, is you're just basically like, hello, this is my job. This is what I do. I am an online and in-person retailer. I have a full store. Whether you have it or not, you can order it, correct? And I'm going to get you what you need.
Ouch.
So your job is to make sure so the job of sales in general is to help people realize that they have a need and then to help them fill it. If you were trying to sell a hot tub, for example, what need would you have to sell first to people?
Say again?
If you were trying to sell a hot tub,
Oh,
what need would you have to sell first to people?
that they need to take time to themselves.
Yep, you'd have to sell relaxation, time for themselves. What else? Like couples time, romantic bath time together, whatever, parties. You might be
Oh, what's that?
sell them on the concept of a hot tub party, right? And then you have to say, well, I have the thing that will fill your need. Maybe they didn't even realize they had that need until you said, hey, by the way, you have this need. The people who sell the eyebrow tattoos at the booths at the shows, you guys have seen these, right? Like at Spruce Meadows, those weird eyebrow tattoos. So you can just be surprised. Anyway, they first have to sell you that you need eyebrows. And then they have to say, I have a product that will give you eyebrows. Fair? Your job is to say, you have a problem and I'll solve it. So your job is to remind them of their stress and then say, oh, but look it. I have all this for you. That's your job. Does that make sense? Does that help? So when you're talking about this order deadline, you're like, listen, I mean, I have stock, and I don't care if you have 3 lipsticks on your shelf. You have stock. Okay? This is your line. Are you hearing me? I don't care if you just have a starter kit. You have stock. Okay?
Yep.
And then you say, I have stock, but I really don't want you to miss out. I'm really scared that I'm not going to have what you need when you need it. I'm scared. Help me. So when you ask somebody for help, what's their first instinct?
To help.
Yeah, people like to help. They like to help. Yes? So you're going to ask them for help first. You're going to say, I am so scared that I'm not going to have what you need. Can you help me so that I know what to order? Let's get this done right now. Because don't forget, just because it says holiday delivery time, that could be the 24th. That's still a weekday, right? Do you want to be doing deliveries on the 24th? Because I don't. So get those orders done as fast as possible. But don't stop selling. Because either one of us has something or she can wait. Because a lot of times, you guys, I've ordered on the 18th and still gotten it on the 22nd. It's just that they can't guarantee it. And most of the orders I do between the 12th and the 22nd are products that I already have on hand, or the orders that I have to do with Mary Kay are things that I sold because she needed a new makeup look or she needed this. They aren't because she was buying it for a Christmas gift. Most of what you sell every month, and this is the mindset we get into, is we're like, oh God, it's Christmas time. So the only thing I'm allowed to sell is Christmas presents. I cannot sell anything else. It's bad. Only Christmas. No, right? They still need stuff. They're still washing their face every day. Chances are more so. They're going out more.
Carol,
They have the holiday concerts. They have this. They have that. They have to get out.
so what did you say when you asked them to help you out?
I say, I am so scared that I'm not going to have what you need when you need it. And you're going to call me on the 23rd and be like, oh no, I have 13 people on my gift list and I didn't get anything. And then I won't have anything for you. So let's figure it out right now. Who is on your list that you have not bought for? Now, how many of you actually genuinely like to shop? Like go to a store and shop? Because I do. Like I love to shop. It's like a joyful thing for me. I love to be in a store. But these kind of people love because a lot of times what I'm doing, you guys, is I'm selling maybe $100 gift basket to a husband, but $50 of it is from Winners and $50 is from my shelf. Okay? And I buy from the sale aisle at Winners so that I can keep more profit because there's cute stuff there. And you don't have to belabor it because it's not for you and it's not for somebody you actually know. So as long as it's cute, you're like, yeah, cute. Done. As long as it's not broken or whatever, you're down. Yes? So you can do that as well. If you do like to shop, you can offer that as a gift giving service for people. The other thing that you can do is, like I said, you can be posting. Now, don't just post these things once in an album and leave them. This is the big mistake. Don't do it. How many of you look at the albums on a Facebook group? How many of you are in an auction group? Like the South auctions or Okotoks area auctions, right? If you go in there, I mean, unless something gets bumped a lot on your feed, you're not seeing it in the feed even. You'll see the album maybe, and sometimes you have to actively go into the album to be able to shop through that album. Yes? So it's the same with this. You have to be posting all the time. So you have to make it part of your story strategy on your Facebook page, not your profile, but your Facebook page, your little gifts. They should be up there. Like every 2 days, there should be or every day, there should be 2 or 3 of them up there in your stories. As you're wrapping them or whatever, you can make them be whatever you want, but you can say, you can ask questions so it's interactive. You can say who in your life would like a little winter survival pack or whatever. Keep it super simple. Keep them duplicatable if you can. Keep them small. And don't forget that whatever you have, you have. This is when I clean out all my limited edition. That's why I don't have it year after year. Except for dark cherry, because I bought that so that, but most of the time it's gone. So I had old crease brushes from the old brush sets, because I bought a bunch of them, just the crease brushes, because I used to just sell the crease brush. And I wrapped it up with the eyeshadows, the old Chroma Fusion, non-Chroma Fusion, the mineral color eyeshadows, like a little lollipop thing. Those are both limited edition. And I'll sell them all. Just by posting those constantly. I will not get to have an open house because I was sick. And so then I'm running out of time. And so some of you might be feeling the same way. I wanted to, but anybody with me? I was going to do an open house, but, and then you're like, well, too late. No, it's not too late to do an open house. But what I do is I like to have hour shopping times. So I like to have a table. I just set up a table in my living room, in my regular living room. I don't decorate, the house is decorated for Christmas, right? But I just put one of those little folding tables and my gift baskets there. And they stay out until the 24th. And then I just open up shopping times, or I'll message somebody and be like, pop over after work. So that they're just popping over. It's not a big deal. It's not like a whole open house. So I'll be doing that a lot as we lead up to this. So what I try to do now is I'm going to be focusing a lot on the things I can order that I want people to order in advance. So stocking stuffer things, charcoal masks, the coal in their stocking, that kind of deal. I will be messaging a lot of people with those, and the gift tags matter. So make sure if you don't have the gift tags, you get the gift tags. They're all on the files. They're easy to print. If you don't have a printer, you can get a printer from somebody. You can go buy one for 25 bucks and it comes with ink. It's cheaper than ink half the time. So print something with the gift tag, or just take the whole picture, because you know if you order it, like you don't even have to have it. Do you know what I mean? You can take the picture from somebody else and you can say, this is what I have available. I have 5 of these. You don't have to have 5 of them. Fair? You could have 50 of them if you needed to. Fair? So it doesn't matter, as long as it's not something that has anything that's like unusual. Like I said, like some of my baskets have like cool, unusual little extras in them. But generally speaking, if it's just like a little gifty thing, then you can do whatever with it. So you can have them meant to be my teachers, whatever. They don't care if the socks are a different color. Yeah? And the other thing is sell them in multiples. So 1 for full price, 2 at a discount, 3 at an even bigger discount. Instead you're gonna go, okay, so I need 1 for my teacher, 1 for this person, 1 for this person. So I'm like, how many people left on your list? I can do 5 gifts for $100. And they're like, that's a pretty good deal. By the time they go to a store and go through the store, and then you know what it's like when you go through the store and you pick up 1 thing, and now you got to go pick up 12 things, because if you picked up 1 thing, that's it. Now you're committed. And now you got to buy other stuff. Yeah? Most people don't go into a store and buy just 1 thing. Anybody go to Winners lately? You can't go in and buy just 1 thing. And then you go through the gauntlet aisle on the way up to the till. Throw 12 other things, including mugs like this, into your basket. Yes? So you're saving the money because they don't have to do it. You're wrapping it for them. You're dropping it off at their houses. Here's the issue. The hot tub salesman knows everybody needs a hot tub, and you can betcha by golly, wow, he has a hot tub. Do you know that everybody needs Mary Kay? Do you know that it's the best gift that somebody could get under the tree? Or are you sort of like, well, I guess if they want to buy Mary Kay, but this stuff's better. Or this thing is better, or this store is better, or whatever. You know, do you know that? How many people in your life would love to get free Mary Kay? Wouldn't you love free hydrogel patches? You can buy them at half price, can't you? Mm-hmm. And if I showed up at the meeting with hydrogel patches for everybody, wouldn't you take them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If I was like, Oprah, you get a hydrogel patch and you get you would take them. You would be excited. Fair? So women want their lives to be easier, and that's your job. And they want you to tell them why they should buy from you. And if you're not telling them that and you're not selling them on that, then that's your issue. Because the number one reason we don't book and the number one reason we don't sell is because we're not sold ourselves. Because you're not sold yourself. If I said, hey, you know what, Chris, I have this deal. You can go to Hawaii, trip for 2 for $200. Would you buy it?
Yep.
Yeah, guaranteed, right? Great deal. Would it be easy for you to sell that great deal to somebody else?
Sure.
And if they said, no, I don't know, what would be your next response?
Are you crazy?
Yes, exactly. And so good salespeople have the next thought is, are you crazy? Now, when somebody gives you an objection, is that your next thought? I don't know, Selena, I'm busy. I can't really get any time. You know, I'd love to do a makeover, but I don't really have time. If your next thought is, oh, okay, that's on you. That's why you're not booking. I don't mean you, but you know what I mean. Okay. That's why you're not booking. Because if your next thought is like, are you crazy? Like this is, do you know how much I offer you? Do you know what I do? Are you for sure you're going to go to Sephora? Are you nuts? Have you been to Sephora lately? They got 12 different colors of eyeshadow on. That's what you want to tell you to wear eyeshadow? If that's your thought, right? I mean, how many have gone to Sephora lately and they're like, can I help you? And their eyelashes are like causing the butterfly effect in Brazil. There's trees falling down and they have like glitter all over their faces.
You
And
can
you're
listen
like-
to a 16-year-old who just got her job a week ago?
Yes! Who's been told to push a specific product? Do you know we did that once for a unit meeting when we used to meet at the mall? We met at Chinook instead, that meeting, and I got them all to go into Sephora at different times and ask what the best black eyeliner was, and to make note of who told them that. And each one of them told them different things because every hour they're told to sell a different product.
Oh, really?
So Margot you'd go in, you'd ask Margot what the best black eyeliner is. She's like, this one. Then the next person would go and ask Margot and she'd be like, this one. And it was not the same one. Because they're told to do that. And so this is my thing. I'm like, why would you go to the mall? Have you been to the mall at Christmas? It seems magical and pretty till you're sweaty and carrying your coat around and
Driving around the parking lot for an hour.
like, and I'm gonna okay, so then if I ask somebody and they're like, I don't really know, and you're like, okay, so let me get this straight. Like, I'm gonna pick out the presents for you. I'm gonna wrap them. I'm probably gonna throw extra things in because I always do, like jewelry and scarf things and fun stuff. And I'm gonna deliver it wrapped to your house and give you one total for everything so you don't have to go through all your receipts to figure out how much you spent at Christmas. And this is inconvenient for you? And they're like,
I feel like an idiot.
right? So here's this is the issue. This is why you're not booking and this is why you're not selling, because you don't think they're crazy for not buying it.
Exactly.
You know, have you been to the Bay to buy a skincare line? The last time I was in there, they wanted to sell me $600 worth of products. Okay, have you tried? Have you been face masked, foundation matched at Sephora? Do you know the colors they pick out? Let me tell you, I could give Justin Trudeau and his blackface a run for his money based on the colors they picked for me the last time I was in there. True story. I was in Shoppers Drug Mart and I knew the new foundations were coming out, and so I wanted to try the Stila ones because my makeup artist friend who had already tried the new Mary Kay said they were comparable. So I asked her for samples and she gave me honey beige. Do you know what honey beige looks like? It is like W180. Bronze W1. Like, it's like so dark. And I looked at her and I was like, I'm not a worm. Like, pretty clearly a neutral. Fair, we're under fluorescent lights, but, you know, well, I don't know, try this one. I'm not sure. Do you, like, really? I'm going to spend $42 or something it was on those foundations on something that doesn't actually match, and I have to figure out if it matches or not? Do you see what I'm saying? When we know that we're offering them the best thing possible at the best price possible and the most convenient way possible, then anytime they give us an objection, you're like, what? For real? So that it's like if they say to you they're going to go sell Pampered Chef and you're like, what? But why? What? If that's your thought, then you're doing a good thing, okay? But if it isn't, then this is where you have to change your brain.
This is where I have to change my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I said to you, I'm giving away a free makeover from me for any single one, you can pick one of your clients and I will come to their house. I will come to their house and do their makeup. How many of you would be like all over that? You'd be all over it. Yes?
Yes.
But you're just as good. You're just as good. And that's the issue, is that you don't think you're just as good.
Mhm.
Because I can tell you 5 years ago, people would have said the same thing about that if I'd offered them a free makeover. And I didn't even know how to put on an eyebrow. So I'm better now, but I was still good then. I did boudoir shoots galore 5 years ago. I was constantly doing makeup. And that's how I learned, and that's how I got better. But it's also how I can sell myself on that. And that's how I can sell other people. And so your issue is that you don't know how to offer yourself. And when somebody rejects you, you're like, yeah, you're right. I do suck. You're right. I don't know anything.
Chris, what was our most common line this weekend at our market?
Oh, I have allergies.
Okay, good. So we're going to go through some booking objections. And I found booking objection flashcards.
Oh,
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Cool.
as we book right now, so here's the number one amazing thing about calling people in December, about the deadline, the order deadline, and shopping for holidays, is you're going to book them for their New Year, New You makeover. You're going to book them now. Do you know why? Because women are very optimistic about their Januaries being empty in December.
Mm-hmm.
Because their Decembers are crazy. Look at any woman's calendar in December. It's nuts. Fair? They've got this concert. They've got this thing. They got that thing. It's holiday drop-in. You're trying to find a way to get, and everybody has to get together before Christmas, and nobody wants to get together after Christmas. It's like the 27th, you're sitting around like, where's everyone? Fair? So this is what happens. And so then when you go to them and you say, let's book your makeover, they're looking at their calendars like, oh yeah, it's awesome in January. And they feel really optimistic and open. So then they're going to book. And remember, if a woman gets it on the calendar, even if she has to move it, she's more likely to keep it still. Versus, I don't know, let me look at my calendar and get back to you. Anybody ever had anybody get back to them?
Never.
It's been 9 years. I don't think I've ever had anybody get back to me without me having to go, hi, still here. Filling up my books. Let me know. And I'm talking even people that have messaged me to say, I heard about you and I need your help. I'm like, okay, I have these days available. Okay, let me check my calendar, get back to me.
Yep.
And they just disappear until I go,
Hello.
or they'll message me back and be like, okay, I am free tomorrow. I'm like, good, I'm not. And I don't care if I am, I'm not. Because you need to teach her that she needs to wait for you now. Because your time is valuable. All right, so I'm going to show you the screen here. Hang on. Share my desktop. Share. Okay. Where am I at? Sorry. Here we go. That's my Facebook. I can't see my screen. There we go. So when we're looking at overcoming objections, can you guys see this?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to open it up here. So the very first thing, okay, is you're going to end each response with, you're going to clarify, you're going to listen, clarify, acknowledge, and offer. Now, we've done this before. Some of you can remember this, and some of you haven't done it. So this is your acronym for everything. Every objection known to man. I don't care if it's, I don't want to clean my room, mommy. Or, no, honey, I can't pick up wine for you after work. Okay? Listen, clarify, acknowledge, and offer a solution. So listen to the objection, clarify what she's saying to you so that she feels heard, acknowledge her concern. Do not tell her concern is invalid, and then offer the solution. So ready? Here's each of these. So let me check with friends and I'll get back to you on a date. You're going to listen to the objection. Okay, so she's telling me she's busy and she doesn't want to book something that her friends might not show up to. So, people are so busy, it's almost impossible to find a time that works for everyone. So I've clarified her objection. It's busy and it's hard to find a time. Yeah? I've acknowledged her concern. I find, so this is my solution. I find it works best if we go ahead and book a tentative date that works for us. And then you can see who can come. I find. So I agree with you. People are busy. Don't you find it's hard to get everybody at the same time? Even if I said to you guys, I found a trip for Hawaii. It's only $200. Let's all get the same date together. Let's go. You'd still have a hard time finding the same date. That's just like the 8 of us. Yeah? Anna, let the dog in. Now I want to come in. I'm tired of being outside. I want to come in. All right, I'm just too busy. Now you're going to get this for holiday coffees. And so this is where you're going to say, and so you might want to change the script because it's not maybe even about pampering. It's just like, let's get together and shop super fast. Okay. I'm just too busy. I understand blank name. It's for her name. Okay. And I'll post this in the group. Okay. But I'm a really busy person too, so I can appreciate that. So you're going to acknowledge how busy she is. You're not going to say, oh, it doesn't take that much time. Do you hear the difference? So if I said to you, if you said to me, I don't know, Carol, I'm just really busy. And I go, yeah, everybody's busy. Oh, that feels good. Yeah. So instead, what you're going to say is, I'm a really busy person too. So I totally appreciate that. That's why you deserve to be pampered. Or that's why I'm going to save you time by getting these gifts together for you. That's why here's my solution. Not, oh, okay, you're busy. I'll enjoy making no money. Okay. Any questions about those two? Can you see how perhaps you may be saying something similar, but not quite that response? How many of you feel like this is not quite what you say? Anybody? How many of you say it is what you say? You say exactly this.
No.
I find it's pretty close, but I still get the same response afterwards.
Okay, so what I would like you to do then is really look at the words, because one little word can make a big difference. It's so weird, but it works. So one little word, tentative date, for example, instead of a maybe date, stuff like that. Like those little words may, and you don't have to use the exact script, but just really look at like, what am I saying? What are the results I'm getting? If I tweak this one word with these next 5 calls, let's see what happens. Oh, that was the same response? Okay, well then let's tweak this and see what happens. Okay, so that you have an opportunity to kind of experiment. Does that make sense? So the next one is, I don't have any money. Fair. Okay, I completely understand there's no obligation. I just want your opinion. We've done this before. Okay, but now but the thing you're not doing is offering a solution to the problem. So I know you're not, because I've heard you. You're saying, I just want your opinion. And then nothing else. But the next thing, when you say, we could even include some of your friends that you could get that product for free, so it would cost you nothing and you would get free stuff. That's your next. I only use blank brand. Okay, I love that brand. Acknowledge that. So what she's saying to you, by the way, when she's saying I only use this brand, especially if it's a high-end she kind of brand, is that she wants you to tell her why she's awesome. How she's such a savvy shopper. She wants that. She doesn't want you to disagree with her. She wants you to tell her she's awesome. So that is awesome. I love that you like researched which one was better for you. You know, when people say like, I only use this one because it's this and this and this. Wow, I love that you do that. Is there any reason why you couldn't give me your opinion about some of these? Because that would be amazing for me. Okay. And then I tried Mary Kay once and I broke out. I'm allergic. The answer is not, oh, all of our products have changed. So did you say that? What did you say?
Well, so one person told me that she tried it and she broke out. And I said the same thing. I said, you know, sorry to hear that. How long ago? And then she told me, and I say, and she kind of told me all about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'd love to help you out. We got some great solutions for you. She was still trying to push back at me, right, Chris?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so
But you
sensitive.
So what ended up happening?
What ended up happening is she did take my card.
Yeah. But she
And
didn't give you her name?
no, she
No.
wouldn't give me her name, no.
Okay. So remember when somebody goes into great detail about all the things they're allergic to, what's their number one thing that they want from you?
Attention.
Yeah. And so what we end up doing is instead of giving them attention for that, we tell them why we're awesome or why Mary Kay is awesome. But they're not looking for that. She's just looking for attention.
Mm-hmm.
So then follow-up questions with her like, oh, what happens to your skin? Which brands have you found that have worked for you? Do you have a skincare line you love right now? Because maybe she doesn't. Maybe she's looking just for makeup. Maybe she's not looking for skincare. Maybe she already has something. And the other thing to do really is to agree with her. So I'll often be like, oh my gosh, I know. I broke out from that too. Whatever it was. I don't care if I didn't. Okay? When people tell me they were allergic to the classic basic line, I'm like, did you know that had beef fat in it? We've come a long way, sister. Like it literally had beef tallow, which is beef fat in it. Mm-hmm.
So what if they tell you, I have to be very careful what I put on my skin as to what my dermatologist tells me?
Yeah, and then great. That's fair. Totally fair. And I just look at her like this. That's awesome. I love that you're working with a dermatologist. And just tilt your head and just wait. Just wait. And what's the need? What happens when you just do that? They want to talk. And then they go, well, I mean, I maybe could try some different things. Right? I always say, oh, honey, the number one thing I want for you is I don't want you breaking out. It doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good for me. I don't want you walking around rashy face and be like, oh yeah, Carol Thompson told me this. So then they usually laugh. So disarm them a little bit. That's where I usually go, that had beef fat in it. We don't have that anymore. So just a little quick disarm. And then say, we have, like most lines, gone through a really big revamp lately. And while I don't want you trying things that would make you break out, we have different ways now that we can identify allergens and other responses that you're not going to get from a drugstore. You're not going to get that level of service from a department store. What would it mean to you to be able to tell me that you're allergic to one specific food dye or one specific thing and have me give you a list of everything that included that? Would that be something that would be valuable to you? Can the Bay do that for you? Because I can. You're selling you. I have a customer that the only thing she ever broke out to was do you remember lemongrass eyeshadow, anybody?
Mm-hmm.
It was like a yellow green. Anyway, lemongrass eyeshadow. We had this spring highlighter and she put it here and only broke out here. And then one lip gloss, and that was it. She could use anything else. And so then I emailed Lynn and said, what do these three things have in common? And it was it was tourmaline. It was like a gemstone they grind up to make the sparkles. And then they were able to give me a list of everything that included the tourmaline in it. Now, how many women would know that they were allergic to a gemstone? Nobody, right? But Mary Kay, we can do that for you. And I tell them that story. And I'm like, it's up to you, and you leave it to them. So you just go like, it's up to you, and you don't have to trust me. Like, you absolutely do not have to trust me, but I think you can probably agree I have pretty good skin. And I just stare at her. I think you can probably agree I have pretty good skin. And she's like, yeah, you really do. And I go, and I have quite a few allergies and sensitivities, and I'm so grateful for Mary Kay because of the things that it offers. So is there any reason why we couldn't sit together one-on-one, go through the things that you might be allergic to, and really look at it together and create a plan for your face? Sincere, slow, genuine, and just really look at her. Just stop and just be like, whoa, wait a second. Because that's what she wants. She wants attention. That's the only thing she wants. If they just do this, oh, I can't, I'm allergic. They don't want attention. They just want a reason to get away. They don't want to stop. Anybody else ever done this? You have. I'm sure you have. I'm sure you've like flipped past a table. Like if somebody's trying to sell you that stuff in the mall for your skin, I'm sure you're like,
Especially
no,
the
no.
stuff in the mall.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good. No. Right? So we all do this. And I do this at the food booths because I know if I get stuck at a food booth, my husband's buying $60 worth of stuff we don't need. And so I'm like, oh, sorry, I have a gluten allergy. And then they'll say, oh, we have gluten-free. I'm already gone. I'm like, booked it, right? Because I know otherwise I'm stuck. If I make eye contact with an Etsy seller at those like craft shows, I am buying crap I do not need because I feel bad and I have to purchase from her now because I had a conversation with her. I can't be the only one that's like this. But a lot of times they just don't want to interact with you because they might not know anything about Mary Kay or anything else. So it's really just that. And really when you're talking to somebody and you say, and so these are great reactions here. Like, what do you mean by broke out? I always ask that. Like, what does breakout mean to you? Like, what does that mean? Because it sounds like I'm really trying to find information. I'm not just trying to argue with you. Do you see the difference? And let me clarify for you what that means. So was it like little red bumps or was it like blemishes? Because if it's blemishes, like if she just gets zits, that's not an allergic reaction. That's the wrong formula. Chances are, if most of you, are you guys normal to dry or combination to oily? Nobody? Anybody?
Normal.
Feel it?
Normal to dry.
So if you started wearing combo to oily, would your skin mess up?
Probably.
Yeah, right. And so if they were sold the wrong formula from some lady at the Bay who never cares if they're going to see her again, and I say that, you know, who'd you buy it from? Would they know your name? Would they have a list of everything you've ever tried and liked or didn't? Would they be able to return it for you without you even having to bring the product back? Because I can. And that's my job. That's what I do. And just that sincerity, that's what I do. So what I do is this. And if you don't want that, that's okay, but I think you're crazy for not wanting it. Do you see the difference between accepting a rejection because you sort of agree with them or accepting a rejection because you're like, whatever, I guess you're crazy. And it's okay. Some people are still going to say no, no matter what you say. If somebody's trying to sell me a hot tub, they're going to get a hard no, no matter what. Because I really want a hot tub, but I know if I let my husband take care of a hot tub, I will end up with the worst fungal infection known to man. So I will not have a hot tub.
Even if it's $100.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm free. I don't want it. I don't want it. I will end up with hot tub folliculitis and rashes and scabies and whatever weird things, because if I let him do it, bad things will happen. Okay? So it doesn't matter how well they're selling me on a freaking hot tub. It doesn't matter if it's cheap. It doesn't matter if it's free. It doesn't matter if it's low monthly payments for 57 years until the hot tub is no longer worthy. I don't care. I can't use it. I'm not going to use it. Okay? Come here, you stinker. My dog is being a weirdo. Come here. All right. And then I don't wear makeup. My answer to this is you have skin, right? So tell me about your skin. And I just do that. Tell me about your skin. Just tell me about your skin. So when we look at our flashcards, here's your flashcards. I don't have time. I know just how you feel. These is feel, felt, found. So this is sort of a different approach, but almost exactly the same way. So this last one, and these are the acronyms, right, is L, C, A, and solution. offer, LCAO, like LMFAO, but LCAO, listen, clarify, acknowledge, and offer a solution. This is feel, felt, found. I know just how you feel because, okay, this is how I felt when I was in your shoes. I found this. I know how you feel because I felt this way. I found the solution to be this. Good? So let's go to
Carol, can I
yeah.
butt in for a sec?
Yeah.
Example, my sister-in-law just had laser peel, laser something done. She says she doesn't like to wear a lot of foundation. And
Okay.
even though trying to get her on to even the CC cream, she chose to go to this laser peel thing. So now she figures her skin has undergone this, cost her money, blah, 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 blah. So she is not going to do anything to possibly cover the skin, hurt the skin, because she's quite happy with it.
Okay.
What do you do in that kind of case? How do you try and say you have to protect it?
Okay, so in that case, I would sell her primer only.
Okay.
Honestly, just primer, because primer still offers that barrier protection. But the first thing, remember, a good salesperson, their job is to create the need first. So she's saying to you, I don't have a need. And so it's your job to show her the need first before you offer a solution. So what you're doing is the opposite. You're offering her a solution to a problem she doesn't think she has.
Yeah.
So, and then because she thinks the only reason people would wear foundation is to cover up bad skin, but they have good skin, so they don't need to. And, and define good skin, because I have good skin, but I like to wear foundation too, because I like it to look, you know, more,
Yep.
right?
Just blend it out a little.
There's a lot of people who don't want to wear foundation, and nothing I say is going to let them wear foundation. But the first thing you can do is really answer her questions and acknowledge her questions. So the first thing I would say is, why do you think so many people wear foundation?
Okay. Cover, hide things.
But you have to ask her that, right? And then you're going to say, like, did you know that foundation is actually part of good skincare? Or did your laser lady explain to you that sometimes we need a protective layer on our skin?
Okay. Yeah, because I have no comeback on this. I haven't researched the laser thing. I don't know what you're supposed to do after laser treatments. I don't know.
You're fine. I mean, you can put anything on it. Not like right away, but otherwise it's fine. But a lot of people don't want to wear foundation, and that's fair, because a lot of people don't know what foundation actually feels like because they've used the wrong formula.
The big fat goopy stuff.
Yes. And so then I say to her, well, tell me what you don't like about foundation.
Okay.
What's your experience been like? And I use this with Mary Kay with everything. Tell me about your last experience with Mary Kay.
Okay.
Not tell me what you loved in the past or what you hated, but tell me your experience. So what's been your experience with foundation? And then she'll be like, I don't know. It's always like so cakey and so gross. And then you say, tell me your experience with Mary Kay foundation. To which you know there is none. But she's going to have to say that to you. So instead of you saying, but you've never tried Mary Kay foundation. This is our normal thing, right? We'll say, but you've never tried this. And now you're in an argument.
Yep.
And who's going to win in an argument? We always want to win.
Yeah, she's going to win.
Yeah, and she wants to win.
Yeah.
So your goal isn't to win the argument. Your goal is to have her win against herself so that she's convincing herself about this.
Okay.
Okay? So she is trying to, your job is to help her understand that there's a need there. So ask her those questions. You know, so what's been your experience with Mary Kay foundation? Well, I don't have any experience with Mary Kay foundation. Okay. Is it fair to ask you to try it? Is there any reason why you couldn't try it?
Okay, gotcha.
It would really mean a lot to me if you would give it a go, because I'd love to know what you thought about it.
Yep. Put it back on her to,
Yeah. Like, I'd love to see how it compares with having this laser treatment.
Yep.
You know, if it's good, it could probably be a little better. And it's okay. And then agree with her. It's okay if you don't want to wear foundation, though.
Okay.
You don't have to. Because here's the thing. If I had my druthers, I'd be sneaking into everybody's house and slathering the stuff every day. Anytime somebody doesn't use everything, I'm like, are you nuts? What's wrong with you? Tori
Gotcha.
messages me and says, am I supposed to use this eye cream twice a day? And this is my best friend, you guys. And I'm like, yeah, twice a day. Okay. So is there any reason why we couldn't work together to find the right texture of foundation for you?
Gotcha.
Work together. So I use this line a lot. I'd love to work with you to find the right way to contour for you. I'd love to work with you to find the right way to work as a party, whatever. Oh, I can't have a party. I have too many. I don't have enough friends. I'd love to work with you to figure that out. Is there any reason why we couldn't do that? It would mean a lot to me because. So feel, felt, found. I have felt in the past, I understand your pain about this foundation thing. I get it. You just went through all this surgery and everything else to get this perfect skin. And now I'm trying to tell you to cover it up.
Yeah.
I get that. So what I would like you to know is that I used to feel like foundation was only about covering up. But what I found is the foundation is also for helping protect your skin so it doesn't go back to its former state before you had the laser peel.
Yep. Yeah, and sun damage at all. Mm-hmm.
Yes, right? And so I feel what you're saying. I have felt this way, but what I found was this.
Okay.
I don't like to do my eyebrows. I just think they're supposed to be natural. I totally feel what you're saying, girl. I used to do no eyebrows at all. Didn't have any idea. I remember my friend Alicia saying how much it bugged her when people didn't do their eyebrows, and I thought, I pluck mine, they're fine. But when I found out that most people do their eyebrows and that it really helps to frame your face and gives you a visual facelift, then I was kind of sold on it. It only really takes about 2 minutes. And now I'm going to offer her a solution. Is there any reason why we couldn't at least give it a go and see if you think the same thing?
Okay. Super.
You don't have to put your eyebrows on, but is there any reason why you couldn't give it a go and see if it works? Maybe you'll feel the same way I did.
Check.
Okay?
And actually, after laser peel, Carol, would you recommend they start with just the CC cream, or she's blonde? She's white blonde.
See, so it depends on her skin texture, because if she's oily, CC cream's going to feel heavier than
right. Yeah.
foundation.
Yep.
Because I don't know about you guys, but CC cream feels way heavier on me than even cream to powder does, because I'm oilier.
What?
Yeah. Cream to powder feels like I'm wearing nothing.
Okay.
So it depends. And so that's when, if you're asking those right questions, wouldn't you want to book with me to find out your foundation type just by the way I said that? Because it sounds like I'm an expert now, right?
Yep.
But all of you guys can ask those same questions.
Okay.
You're all just as good as me. I can do that because I learned those questions. That's all. So when people say, well, what's the best mascara? I don't just say this one. I say, well, it depends. Tell me about your eyelashes. Are you like a one swipe and go? Do you like to really make them perfect? Do you like to spend some time doing it? Tell me what's going on with your eyelashes.
Okay, Carol, you could do a class on mascara now or
Right?
next.
But that's what I mean. And then I just ask her, and then I say, well, and I give it to her. I don't tell her what's better. I just give it to her. I'm just like, well, I mean, you could try the silicone brush. It's great for small lashes. If you like to fiddle-faddle, the lash intensity is better for you because it is more fiddle-faddly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Could we work together to figure that out? Would you be willing to trust me to figure that out?
Okay.
Would you be willing to trust me with your face? Super sincere. Take a deep breath and really ground yourself so you don't get that salesperson voice. This way. Don't do this way. Because that's what happens, right? We get nervous and then we do this. That's okay. I can totally help you. And nobody will trust you ever again. Or we start to talk really, really fast, and then it's like you get salesperson voice. So don't get salesperson voice. So your job here is to just feel, felt, found, or listen, acknowledge. Okay? So when she says, but I don't do parties, I'm like, girl, I don't either. I get it. You like clean your whole house, you have 30 people over, and 5 people buy stuff, and they drink $27,000 worth of wine, and you've gotten $2 of the hostess credit out of it. And you're like, that was a good time. Right? And she goes, yeah. So now she's totally like, oh, she's on the same page as me. And then I go, well, I do private appointments. Not one-on-one, private appointments. So they can just be you and me. And we can go together with the catalog and look together at stuff. You can casually do that. You can even casually invite a friend or two. But we don't do the big party thing. Do you hear the difference?
Yep.
Between this, okay, ready? So Andrea, give me that objection again. So I don't really like to do parties.
Want me to say that?
Yeah.
I hate parties.
Oh my gosh, well, it's okay because in Mary Kay, you don't even have to do that. We can just get together one-on-one. We can sit at the kitchen table. It's totally great.
Jesus.
You're so gonna book with me, right?
I have just left the room.
Yeah, you're like running. You're like, oh, she's too intense for me.
I will let you know.
Yeah. Oh, good. Sounds good. I'll call you. Whereas if you went, yeah, I get that. I don't like to do parties either. You know, you do these great big groups. Just seems like a lot of work. You have to clean your house. You have to get everything ready. And she's like, yeah. And then you kind of have a chat about it. And then you're like, well, the good news is in Mary Kay, we don't do that. It can be just a private appointment, just you and me. So we can do that in my house or yours. If you want to clean for me, you don't have to though. As long as there's no like dry Cheerios on the table, I'm good. And she laughs. And then I say, and if you want to casually invite a friend or two, it's fine. It's not a party. See the difference? Casually invite. And I've acknowledged her and I'm really genuine and sincere. And I'm like, I just really want to help you. Because I know that you're too busy to go figure it out at Sephora. And it's a little terrifying to walk in there. And you've probably been wearing the same looks for 20 years. With the same products for 20 years.
And they're all 18 years old and you're not.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you kind of want a new look, but you don't want to look like those Instagram girls. And so they're like, yeah, well, do I look like those Instagram girls? Like, no. Well, it's my job. That's what I do. So at Crystal's party the other day, one of the guests came in and I said, we were talking about foundation and she said to me, well, I don't want to have I don't want to look, or no, about makeup. And I said, well, we're not really doing makeup today. She said, good, because I don't want to look like a hooker. And I just looked at her like this and I went, do I look like a hooker? And she's like, no. Well, then do you think I teach people to look like hookers just so I can look less like one?
Not gonna let you go here.
Sorry, Andrea. But, and so then she was like, oh, no. Yeah, I mean, no, of course, you'd be fine. See the difference? I don't really wear a lot of makeup. Oh, I get that. Neither do I really. What do you love about makeup? What have you tried that you liked? Well, sometimes I like to put a little bit of, they'll always say that. There's always something they like. They just don't have the time, they don't have the energy, or they don't have the knowledge. So what if you could give all 3 of those things to people? So do you know that I give you those things? And she's like, what do you mean? Well, I give you the time, I give you the knowledge, and I'm the one who does all the work. So you never have to remember what mascara you like ever again. You never have to stand at Shoppers Drug Mart looking and going, either I really hated this one or I really liked it, but I recognize it. But I can't remember if I really hated it or I really liked it. How many of you have done this with shampoo?
Oh, yep.
There's one I liked. I can't remember if it's this volumizing one or not, right? Well, what if you didn't have to do that? Do you know I have a file on everyone? So this is the other part of an objection for booking for January. Do you know that and asking good questions. What's one thing you've always wanted to learn? What's one thing about makeup techniques that you've always wanted to learn? It's compulsive. They have to answer. You're feeling like you want to answer me right now. Aren't you? You might be muted and you're still like, oh, I'm not supposed to actually answer. This is role playing. But don't you want to answer? So what's one thing you've always wanted to learn? Do you know I do that? And you'd be really helping me out because now what I want you to do for January is I want you to have a goal of how many faces you want to see and what that goal means to you. Because I have a mission to make 20 people feel amazing in January. Because don't you agree? January is just such a blah time. It feels like there's nothing to feel excited about. And every commercial on TV is telling you you're too fat and too old and too ugly. And so my job is to make you feel really good. And I just want to make 20 women feel amazing in January.
Oh.
Is there any reason why you couldn't help me out with that goal? Don't you agree? Every single commercial is like that Peloton bike commercial telling you that you're too fat, you're too old, and you're too ugly. In January.
January is depressing.
Yes. And so I say that. So now you've created a problem and you've agreed with her on the problem. Don't you agree? January is like depressing. There's no Christmas to look forward to. Your house is sort of still decorated, but you don't know why. And you're keeping it up till Ukrainian Christmas, even though you're not Ukrainian, because it's too much work to take down. And you're feeling overwhelmed and you're just sort of like, meh. Don't you feel like that in January? Here's the deal. I know that you feel that way, and I really want to make 20 women feel amazing in January. I want 20 women to know that they're good enough just the way they are, and that we can help them be a little bit better if they want. So is it better to book it for the beginning of January, first week of January, or second? First week of January or second? Okay? That's what you're going to say. So I'm going to call Steph. I'm going to say, Steph, here's my mission. Here's what I want. Don't you agree? January's so boring and like, it's just, and there's not enough sun. Yep. And you just sort of feel crappy and you're supposed to be going to the gym, but you're not going to the gym, or you went for 4 days and then you quit, right?
Yeah.
So my job is to make you feel really good in January. And I have 20 spots available for 20 women to feel amazing. 20 spots available for 20 women to feel amazing. So would you rather book for the first week of January or the second?
The second.
Most people will say the second. Why?
Because New Year's, and then I have to go back to work the first week. So.
Right, and it's farther away. So now when you book that second week all full, then you call people. The next time you call people, you say, would you rather book the first week of January or the third week of January? Because I'm booked solid for the second.
Oh.
Would you rather get it done fast or wait to see me? Now, chances are they're going to go to the first one.
Right.
Because they know their calendar for the first week. And then they say to you, well, I don't know, I'm super busy. And you're like, well, what do you do right after work? This is a great objection response, guys. Lots of people are booked from 7 to 9. Do you find that everything is from 7 to 9? Do you not? Right? Yeah. Like every invitation is 7 to 9. So what if you could say to somebody, well, what are you doing at 5? Like when do you get off work? Do you go straight home all the time? Well, no, sometimes I stop for groceries or whatever. Cool. Stop and get your groceries in my house. I'm not going to give you any groceries, but let's have a pampering session together. Let's hang out together. See? Let's meet at Starbucks, IKEA, whatever, if you need to. Maybe you're coming home from work too. I can come to your office during the day. When is your lunch break? Wouldn't you agree that probably every one of your coworkers could use a satin lips treatment? I'm sure they'd love a lip gloss sample. See? So those ways of getting it. I have 20 spots available to make 20 women feel like they're more than enough, just the way they are, but to help them enhance what they already have. And I would love to borrow your face.
Say that again, Carol, please.
I don't, it wasn't a script, so I'm going to try. Okay, so I have 20 spots available to help women see that they're more than enough just as they are. And that I can help them enhance what they already have.
That's the part I wanted.
Enhance what they already have. When would be a good time for you? The first week of January or the second? I have to check with my husband first. That's cool, but let's get it on the calendar right now because I'm booking up really fast and I want to make sure you get a spot.
I scared lemon.
What?
I scared lemon.
She's telling you that she is scared of this little pony that she saw on TV.
You're scared of a pony? It was scary?
Yeah, Nightmare Moon.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not.
I get that. I'd be scared of that too.
Not real.
What can you do to not deal with it? What can you do to not be scared?
Hug mommy.
Does hugging mommy make you less scared?
Hey, does hugging mommy help?
A light on.
You like her light. She likes
Oh, I
Yeah.
like that on too. And what's your bear's name? Is it a bear or a puppy?
That's Violet.
Oh, so cute. Am I supposed to know this pop culture reference?
Got buttons.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I love that. There need to be kid rental services at Christmas, by the way.
Yeah.
Some of us have teenagers and we would love little kids at Christmas time.
You can rent mine.
I totally will.
I want
Anytime.
a 3-year-old.
Let me take her. I'll take them all. I love her.
You can have mine.
No, I'm off to babysit my 1.5-year-old tomorrow.
Nice. Okay, so when you're looking at these objections, and I'm going to share these on there, and these are flashcards. So when you're thinking about a flashcard, an objection, why do objections roll off my tongue easily?
Because you practice.
You practiced.
Yeah, and because I've had to deal with so many objections. And so the reason they work for me is because I practice them. So this is what I mean. These are flashcards for a reason. Practice, feel, felt, found. Practice with your kids. Practice with everybody. Really practice, you guys, not disagreeing with somebody when they tell you something. My feet are wet.
Wet.
Your first answer is, well, you have to take your socks off or whatever, right? Do we do this? Okay, we do this, don't we? We'll take your socks off. Or, well, you shouldn't have stepped in that puddle. Right? Instead say, oh, I know how that feels when your feet are wet and they're sloppy and squishy. Do you hate that? And they'll be like, yeah, I really hate that. Well, I found when I had wet socks that it was best to take them off and put them on the register, because then they were toasty warm when I wanted to put them back on again. And what's she going to do? Take her socks off. Instead of saying, well, take your socks off. Do you get it? Practice that, because that's how you sell. Because if you can't sell to your kids and your husband, then you can't sell to anybody. So get it going. You can sell to everybody. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go because we went over time. Does anyone have anything else they want to ask me before I stop the Zoom?
You want to say something, Abigail?
I got socks off.
You don't have any socks on?
She's like, I got my socks off.
So do I.
Mommy did it.
Man, Mommy doesn't. Mommy's wearing
No, she has socks on. Are they wet though, Abigail?
Yes.
No.
Wet. You should offer her a solution. Anybody else?
No, I'm good. Thanks, Carol.
You're welcome. Was that helpful? Sorry about the roads. Well, Moira, that's not going to concern you. You weren't going to drive to the meeting.
Yeah, nope.
It's probably best that I save my germs just for me right now. So you should see how
Thank you. That was good.
if I was up close, you would be like, oh.
Too many of those at my work right now. So thank you for staying home.
If you didn't get the flu shot, get the flu shot.
I got it.
I would not wish that flu on my worst enemy. It was horrible. At one point, I was actually like sobbing in bed. I was like, it hurts everywhere and I'm sweaty and cold. It was awful. All right. So the number one thing is you sell right up until the 24th. Your store is open all the way. Okay. You're going to help your customers. That's your job. Your job is to help, not to sell. So find a need, tell them the need, and fill it.
Okay, I have one question. Hold on.
Oh, sure.
Back to like at the very beginning when you were talking about what you say, like, hey, I'm about to place my last holiday order.
Yep.
Then did you say that I
I'm
bet
really
you still
scared that
have?
I won't have what you need.
No, the first one, like when you were first talking about sending out or letting people know, and you were like, I bet you still have 10 people you need to shop for.
I just say, who do you still have to shop for?
Oh, okay.
Who do you still have to shop for? Not, like you have to give them something they have to answer.
Right.
Because if you say, I bet you still do, they're going to say, yeah. And then you still have to go to the next part of that, right?
Okay.
And it's a very long time. So instead, just be like, who do you still have to shop for? Give me your list. Chances are she's not written a list yet. How many of you have a list? Besides Andrea.
Me.
I have a list.
Some of us don't. I mean, I do, but like a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't have any idea. And then they, or their Christmas Eve, they're wrapping and then they're like, oh, I have 12 gifts for one person and 4 for the other, especially with 2 kids, right? We do this. And so it's nice to have somebody to take the heat off of you. And that's your job, is just to help them get a few things. So you just say to them, if you had $100, I could get 5 gifts done for you for $100. Or 10 gifts done. I don't know. If they're just eyeshadows, right? So if you imagine if you could sell to 12 people, you could sell them $100 each. That's $1,200. That's your bee earrings. By the way, they are beautiful. Okay. They're gorgeous. Oops, backwards. Backwards? Not backwards. There. Can you see them? They're so pretty. See? Super pretty. So get those earned in December. What you do in December sets you up for January. So don't stop. Stores are open, so are you. Okay? All right. Anybody else? No? All right. Thanks, guys. Mwah.
Thanks,
Ashley, don't
Carol.
yawn. I'll yawn. Like I said,
Sorry.
faster.
Good night. Take care of you.
Okay, good night,
everyone.
guys. Bye.
Hi, guys.
Good night.